Well, welcome back to the BarkyMaclovinFC football channel, where we talk all things MFL, Sorare and football related content. And this is episode 2 of Surviving Iron, and it has been a week. We had all the preseason cups, we've been doing some scouting, and so today's episode we're going to go through some of the strategies and things that I've been thinking about at the start of the season, and it is the end of Matchday One, which has seen a bit of interesting developments in the club. And the first thing I want to talk about is actually the Wendurk Cup, which we entered into. The cap was actually at 775 for entering into the cup, and you'll notice that we're now 776. We have had an increase, which is Paul Gibbs here has gone up 1 overall as a centre back, which is fantastic. He is a CDM, but is +1 now as a centre back, which is fantastic. And that's after the first game, but that's not the main thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk about rookie mistakes, and those are mistakes that I have made for Matchday 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I did not play my strongest lineup for the first game, and I was not intending at all to rotate. And what I've gone and done is I have actually left my team in here from the Wendurk Cup, which we didn't do too badly in. We ended up getting to the round of 32 and a unlucky extra time loss to Pulga FC, who actually went up to the semi-finals. There was a chance that if we'd won that, which could have made the final, but got pipped on that one. But you will see that we had our first game of Season 5, and it went very, very well. Now, this is our B-string team, essentially. And if I just move myself across to the other side of the screen, you will see that the team that we were up against was way above what we were. Like, I think my highest rated player in my team was 76, and they've got 2 guys below that. You've got Shams as centre back here, which is 80. The entire team was far stronger. I might go back to the middle. You can see there, we've got guys that are under 70 for this squad. Our squad is definitely a lot stronger than this, but I forgot to rotate. So those are some rookie mistakes that we need to be considering. However, look at that. 53% possession, 0.24 expected goals. And I'm just going to show on the screen now the projections for the season. We are projected dead last. However, we know it's not just about projections. And so you can see here, 13 shots to 3. We had 1 shot on target, which we scored from. The funny thing is, though, at halftime, if I can take you back to halftime stats, that's a very even half. Really, really nice first half. Not a lot of things given away. We had 1 sort of half chance. But besides that, we'd shut up shop. So I'm trying to read a little bit into this and think, okay, second half, maybe it was the physical side of things, or maybe that's just how the game was going to go. But a really, really good first up match as well. Picking up a point. These guys are ranked mid-table, projected mid-table. And we had played a few games pre-season and won absolutely nothing. So really happy with the first result. Just saw this tab up here as well. Obviously you can filter between formations and player ratings and things. But this tab up here, some people may not have discovered. So if you're watching this and you've just started out this season, make sure you click on that tab as well. Kind of takes you through a bit of a match report. You can see things. We had Reynaldo Romo. Thank you, Jimbo. He actually went up +1 dribbling on the first training, and then scored the equaliser, which was much needed in the game as well. But just, a good way of breaking down some of the stats and things is to go into this one. I'm not going to look at this too detailed, but, if we see, particularly just filtering it by our team here, and, you can see guys like Sepulveda, who is playing out of position as a left winger. He's our centre forward. Honestly, the fact that we pulled out a 1-1 draw is a very good effort. So what I'm trying to think about as well is, heading into the season, how we go about scouting. And we are going to have a game week off because we've got 11 teams in our league. And so I'm not 100% sure on how that works. If you have had a team in a division where there's 11 clubs, then please let me know in the comments kind of what strategies you go about it. I'm still not even sure if you're going to get a good energy regeneration, but it might actually be factoring into our favour because we are running a fairly light squad. The squad at the moment is sitting on 18 players. If you haven't seen episode 1, make sure you go and tick back through that. and we talked about some of the reasons why we went and did what we did. And don't worry about that revenue share. We are still keeping it under 60, or actually currently on 60% of revenue as well. Looking ahead to the schedule, we're going to film the next episode in about a week or so, but we've got Salerno, SFAX, and Fiorentina as our next three, and from the projections, it wasn't looking great for a couple of them, so hopefully we can pick up a couple of points. I think Salerno, I'll just double check the screen, was the team that we were looking to sort of pick up some points against, so nice that we ended up rotating first game. Going to get some good, hopefully, results to pick up some points nice and early in the season. But just want to take you through how I'm thinking about going about scouting clubs as well. And so what I'm generally doing is obviously jumping into the squad tab. I'm looking a little bit at their previous games as well, but not in too much depth. We've got the 4 clubs obviously running this season, so we can't be doing too much detail. But looking at Salerno there, I mean, the fact that we've only got 7 or 8 rares and only 76 is their highest rating, I think this is the team we really want to be trying to pick up some points against, and trying to get things over the line as well. So 17 players as well. I can see they might end up suffering a little bit with the season with the amount of players. Not sure if they're going to add before the deadline, but this is the team we want to target for the season, and hopefully they're not watching any of the content as we find out about some of the scouting. But looking at things like performance, just seeing who's in a good bit of form, maybe after a couple more games, if we were playing them later in the season, maybe looking at goals and just seeing where their stats are coming from. But also looking at players, if they've got a striker that's at 75 rating, we're just clicking in and going, okay, he's quite pacey, he's quite good shooting, maybe not the best dribbling and passing. That's kind of, for me, a bit of a sign to maybe lower the defensive line as well. And we talked through tactics in the first episode, and I'm not going to share too much more about what I've decided on, but we are sticking with that 4-3-3 defense formation, and I think it's going to work really, really nicely, the fact that we are projected to be the underdog. I think people are going to see us as maybe the easy beats, particularly if results don't go the right way, and that's going to allow us to play a little bit more of a counter-attacking formation, as we mentioned. And so what I'm actually going to do is make sure I've got my strongest team, which is Benedicto Sepulveda from Calv. Big thank you to Calv for that. At striker, and then Hahn on the wing, and Roma, who is our captain, is doing fantastically. Then across the back line, we actually have Akhtar, who should have been there, who wasn't. And Di Martino actually put in just to get some game time for us. But man, it seemed everything was going through him as well. So really, really happy with that start. He had a really good match rating, I think, as well. That's really nice to see. But we do want to get our top-rated CDM in Verban. Gibbs again has gone up +1, which is awesome. But we do have some good cover across there. So we'll probably keep things relatively fresh for what we are at the moment. We've got Della Rosa and Schwartz, and then we've got obviously the rotation options. I'm still people, if you see this before deadline, trying to find a centre mid or someone to fill in across the board. So that's kind of what we're thinking about for the start of the season as well. And that scouting opponents is something that you could be clicking through games and stuff, but I think for me it's just looking at this squad makeup, because rotation is going to occur pretty quickly into the season, and so a starting 11 may not be the same week to week. So having a look at sort of the overall squad, where's the sort of strengths coming from, and to be honest, looking at their squad, I think we're okay. However, in saying that, we thought we were going to get pumped in the first game, and we ended up doing okay. And a big thank you to everyone who's been reaching out and supporting the content. Awesome to see some subscribers coming in, so making sure you click that subscribe button, drop a comment with some feedback, and like the video as well. We do really appreciate it. You can find me at BarkyMaclovin on Discord. Reach out, particularly if you've got that centre mid that we need. And if you haven't actually signed up for MFL, but you've sort of come across this video, then there's a referral link in the description which will help you get started in your club. You'll earn a common player to get started, and also there's a little bit of bonus for us as well after you spend $25 either on a club or packs. And I'd highly encourage you to get started either of those ways, getting some players in or a club. And if you've got any questions, post a comment below and we'll come and sort you out. But that's it for episode 2 of some rookie mistakes to avoid. Make sure you rotate correctly, people, and we'll catch you in about a week's time where we see how the start of the season has gone.